Alright, so I'm going to be doing a VOD review of the Fnatic versus Empire on Clubhouse game, just to kind of help people see where mistakes can happen, even at just the pro level. So starting off with the ban phase, Fnatic, they banned first the Capitao. A lot of teams don't like dealing with Capitao. He's a very powerful operator because he can shut down 2 rotates. He brings his smokes, which he can put anywhere. There's no counter to those except line of sight. So overall, he's a very strong operator, and with his buff, it made his area of effect larger, which is very big because on some maps like Oregon, you can actually take out the mirror playing inside closet if it's the default mirror downstairs. Then onto the Maverick. So Empire banned Maverick. A lot of teams like to ban Maverick if they don't use him on Clubhouse, because most teams rely on the Maverick to get rid of the bandit tricking that happens on the cache wall. So also, if they ever want to if they ever want to bring a Cade, then Maverick can't counter that, and the other team is required to bring a Thatcher. So it's a little bit of a without a Maverick, you have to go through a few extra steps and a bit more teamwork in order to open things up. Then Mira, Empire doesn't like going against Mira. They also never run her, so she's a very strong operator. And overall, if teams don't want to, Mira changes sites completely. So if they don't want to deal with just giving away free information, then they'll ban Mira. Because if you're not going to run Mira, there's no purpose in even allowing her into the game if she's not going to help your team. Then Echo's being banned from Fnatic. I'm not sure exactly the reasoning for this. My best guess is that Fnatic just doesn't like going against Echo. They like being able to plant at 2 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, where the Echo can actually contest that. So if they get rid of the Echo, they don't have to bring an IQ, who they then send to get rid of Echoes. So it lets them be a bit more flexible on their attacks, but weakens them on the defense. So that's kind of just the thought process with the bans.
They did on Border in particular.
Now, let's see. Alright, so basic setup for the map. Right now, Fnatic is going. Yeah, I'll talk about the setup, then I'll talk about operator selection. So, first off, there is a cache defense, and the reinforcements that Fnatic wants are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have this wall right here, and this one is soft and this one is reinforced. The reasoning for that is once the wall is open, having it reinforced allows somebody to be playing this area, and the only places they can really get shot from would be if they go over here, because it's possible to shoot through the soft wall now, or through the window in case they go a little bit too far over. However, it allows them to play safely in garage even if the wall is opened. So that's kind of the thought process there. But then you have the 4 reinforcements here, number 5 there, 6, 7, 8, 9, and normally number 10 will either go on the wall over here leading outside, or it will go on the middle wall right here above the stairs to provide a little bit of cover for people rotating throughout the bomb sites and playing on top of stairs. Then once I get the better... Right, so we're going to operator selection. So Fnatic is running Bandit. On a cache defense, you need a Bandit. You need to be able to Bandit trick, because if you just don't run a mute, then Thatcher can get rid of them, Twitch can get rid of them, Grenades can get rid of them. You need a way to actively contest and save your utility. So that's why they bring Bandit. Then Valkyrie is being brought by Fnatic because they like playing off of information. And and with Valkyrie, one thing about Fnatic is they have their entire playstyle is basically something they call, I think it's Aussie Siege, where they come from Australia, where they can't really scrim against the European, or American, or Brazilian teams, or even against the Japanese teams. or Korean, so they're required only to play against the other Australian teams, which kind of means the meta there is they're going to be going up against. And the meta for there is, I want to say almost aggression, but it's not necessarily smart aggression. It's kind of random aggression that if they do something random that you're not expecting, then it'll throw you off and it will leave holes in your attack or defense. And so with the Valkyrie, that will give information for your team saying, okay, is this area clear? Is this area clear? Is it not? Well, are they pushing from here? Are they pushing from there? Well, if I know they're pushing from one direction, I can now flank another one. Or if I know they're holding an angle here, I know I cannot flank. So that's kind of the purpose of the Valkyrie. Then Aces is on Maestro. Maestro is a very powerful operator. He has a very good gun. He also brings his utility is very good because it used to require explosives to get rid of. However, now with the Thatcher, not the changes to him that happened maybe a month and a half ago, I think during the mid-season reinforcements, Thatcher, Twitch, they can just use their gadgets. Thatcher, he throws it, it'll open up the Evil Eye, and if Twitch zaps it twice, then it's destroyed as well. Plus, so overall, he's a strong operator. However, he now has a large number of counters, so it's not necessarily questionable, but it's an iffy pick. There's nothing really wrong with going him. However, there are counters, but they're counters to everything. Then Virtue is on Jaeger. So Virtue is basically, I see him kind of as the carrier of Fnatic. He's definitely the best player on Fnatic. And if he shows up, then Fnatic can do well. But if he doesn't, then Fnatic struggles. And so they want to give him kind of a fragging operator, so they threw him on Jaeger. However, you also need a Jaeger for this site because it's possible to throw grenades in through the window of Cache and destroy a bandit trick. And so if you have no Jaeger devices, bandit cannot bandit trick. So that's the whole purpose of him. Then Mute's being brought. My best guess is mainly to stop drones, and maybe one or two walls will be muted. But with the Thatcher pick, it's questionable about using them for the walls, and it'd be better to use them for drones. Now, onto the Empire. One thing about Empire is they're a very rigid team with their well, not rigid. They're methodical. I want to say they're going to find a strategy which requires 5 operators, but they can use it on just about every site. So they will have one attacking strat, and they will use that one attacking strat over and over and over again. And they will never change their operator selection because they have the best operator selection for what they want to do already. They have practiced this, and this is what they want. So they know what they want. And so with that, Empire, this is what they're going to bring for the rest of their attacking rounds. At least that's what I assume they will. Maybe 1 or 2 people will switch off. But overall, this is the same. They're going to see the same setup, and they're going to be doing the same strat every single time. They, however, are so good at that strategy that it's very hard for teams to really contest them. And that's really the strength of Empire, where they're not really a strategy team so much as they're a methodical team where they will do the same thing over and over and over again if it works. And if it doesn't work, then they'll go back to the drawing board. But this is the strategy that they're using right now that has worked for them for the past 6 months of Pro League, the past 6 months of Challenger League. So this is what they want. And with that, they have Joystick on him. They have Joystick on Jackal. Joystick is one of the best. Really, all of Empire are very good fraggers. Dan is a little bit more questionable, but that's just because he's new. I think he literally played maybe 2 or 3 games of, maybe even 1 game of Pro League before, because the Empire dropped Shockwave, picked up Dan at the end of the season, and then bam, he's now in a LAN environment. So he's a little questionable. However, Empire isn't going to pick up someone they don't trust, they don't think is good. So you can assume that Dan is at least as good as the worst person on Empire, which, I mean, they're all very good. So really, they can all play their operators, they can all frag, you give every one of them an operator, they can win a gunfight. That's all it is. They are all confident in their gunplay. So really the operator is almost secondary, just give them a gun. But Joystick is on Jackal. So Joystick originally was an Ashe main because he was the fragger of Empire. However, with the changes to Ashe losing her ACOG, which one was a bit of a stupid change. I mean, they did that just because they literally don't. They think the developers believe ACOGs are the issue when really people are just good. I mean, Ashe's win rate went up when she lost the ACOG, which shows it's not the ACOG. But anyway, Joystick likes using ACOGs, but he doesn't like the G36C of Ashe. Because of that, he's now, whenever Ashe was banned against him, he would switch to Jackal. So Jackal is kind of his secondary pick. He's also been running a little bit of Nomad throughout the season, but I'd say Jackal is kind of the comfort pick for him. As well as against Fnatic, Fnatic is going to come out with the weirdest strategies they can think of. They aren't going to, I mean, really that's their whole thing. They were going to come out with, can we out-random the enemy in a way that will allow us to win? And due to that, they may be having a heavy roam presence, and so they want to bring Joystick, on Jackal, which will force the roamers to have to move out of position, which Empire can then capitalize on. Then Dan is on Zofia. The point of the Zofia is combined with a Jaeger, using her concussion mines. It is possible to open up the cache wall, just because you can, the drone hole by cache wall, if you send a concussion mine in there and there is no Jaeger device, it will stun the bandit, interrupting the action of putting down his bandit charge, which will then allow the thermite charge to go off. So it takes timing to do, and you have to have a team to actually do it, or at least relatively good teamwork. But at this level, that's why she's being brought. Also, she has a large amount of utility and a good gun. So she's kind of Ashe with a bit more utility and a bit worse gun, but overall still a good operator. Then they bring a double breacher. This is due to, if you bring only one, you're going to be struggling to open up a lot of things. And so you really want two to be able to open up walls and hatches. So that's really just the purpose of it, as well as I think Shepard and Karzeka work separately from one another, so they don't want to have to say, hey, can I get Thermite over here? Hey, can I get Hibana over here? They want to be able to just do the same. They want to just start off strong and not have to spend 45 seconds waiting for someone to come open up a wall in order for them to start doing their job. They just want to be able to go bam, bam, bam. We're minute in, we have the wall open, we're attacking from both sides, we're good. Then Scyther is on Thatcher. This is a necessary pick from Empire because there's no Cade ban. So with there being no Cade and Maverick being banned, if Fnatic with Cade and Maverick banned, but Cade is still allowed, if Fnatic brings a Cade and Empire doesn't bring a Thatcher, there is just about no way of getting rid of that Cade. So that is why they are bringing him, as well as it's kind of one of their main picks, so is a comfort pick as well, so it's not really too much is changing, but really that's it, as well as getting rid of any bandit or mute jammers that are down. Because if I know your team isn't bringing a Thatcher, then just bring a large amount of anti-breach utility, like Cade, bandit, mute, and just go and play like that, because if they can't get in the wall, that's huge. That's really the operator stuff, and Empire, they're not going to change it. So right now there's kind of I'm curious as to where Karzeka is. Is he Karzeka, Shepard, and Scyther? I'm not sure where Dan... Oh no, there's Dan, so... Okay, so I think... really from what I've been seeing is normally the way this attack works is the Thermite, Thatcher, and Zofia will go open up cache wall, while the Jackal and the Hibana will be pushing the master side, clearing out roamers. And one thing to note is that it is very hard to actually roam on the upstairs attack, on the upstairs site. And I'll show you in a minute once we actually get through this. But right now, Dan, Empire's preparing to open up cash wall at 30 seconds in. This is good on them. They're already getting into position. Dan goes in. He's checking for whether there's a bandit there and whether there's any Jaeger devices. He sees that it's clear. There's none. He switches to his concussion blast. Thatcher goes down. Thermite charge goes down. Then he uses his Zofia charge. It goes off instantly, meaning it hits someone. It hits the bandit. And because of that, bandit now cannot bandit trick. Thermite goes out. And now this is a misplay, a very big misplay on Lusty's side. If you get Zofia'd as a bandit and you're trying to bandit trick, you're never going to be able to actually get that bandit down. Your time is already off. And he should know that as a pro player, that if this is not a new strategy. This is a strategy that has been out for months, and a large number of European teams, not a large number, but I can tell you that Empire likes doing this, Na'Vi liked doing this before they got relegated. So it's not a new strategy to do this. So Fnatic should know they cannot do this. Lusty should know he cannot bandit trick. However, instead he spends way too long thinking maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Should I rotate into garage? Should I go back to stairs? And in the end he says, okay, I'm going to go back to stairs. But wall got opened at 45 seconds in, and at the 44 second mark, Lusty is now dead, and it's a 45 advantage for Empire, because Lusty, instead of saying, okay, I cannot bandit trick, at which point no one's going to get mad at you for not being able to if you're being countered. But this is what they are going to get mad at is Lusty just threw away his life there. That was just, he spent way too long. He should know he has to get out of his position. Also, one thing to note is it is a 1-to-1 in a best of 3 series. Empire was, the first map was Consulate, and Empire was dominant for the first, I want to say 60%. Then they kind of slowed down, and Fnatic looked like they could have gone a bit of a comeback going, but that was shut down at the end. So Empire took the first map, then Border came up, and I don't think Empire's a Border team. They really don't seem like it, and Fnatic just pulled out the weirdest strategies, and due to that, they just lost. Empire, they lost. And with that, Fnatic kind of said, okay, yeah, we can take this, we can fight, we can do our random stuff, and we can win this. And, I mean, they're right, they can win. But Border isn't one of Empire's strong maps. Clubhouse is, because it is a methodical map. So, really, this is going to be the game of Fnatic trying to do their strategies from APAC, while Empire just does their one strategy. And Fnatic, one I can tell you right now, Fnatic loses this, and they lose it very dominantly, but you're going to see why they lose it dominantly. And this is part of the reason Lusty got caught positioning. I mean, it's a mistake. Maybe he, at the moment, he didn't hear the thermite charge. Well, really, there's no reason. He should have been able to say, okay, I see the light from the thermite charge. I got to get out of there. So there's really no excuse he has. If you're ever playing and you can't hold an area, just give up the area. I mean, even if you have to go for a bomb retake, it's still better than than just dying. Because if you're alive, you can do something. If you're not, then you can't. Now, unless you got 10 seconds left and you're holding them off sites and you're getting your smoke grenade down or you're stopping the plant, then maybe it's arguable. It's always situational, but you really want to be going to be alive. If you're throwing away your life at 40 seconds in the round, you're doing nothing. So Jackal tracks come out. So Joystick got into Master. He went in through the Master wall on the west side, and with that he cleared out the gym. He cleared out the stairs. And he's now just kind of in a flank position, waiting for either someone to come flanking or for someone to or for him to get called out to do another push. And Karzeka on the Hibana has now moved over to help him. Now, one thing to note, I want to say that Fnatic was doing a 5-man hold in sight. I'm not 100% certain about that, as I didn't look at. I haven't really been getting an overhead view, but I think this is one of the more heavy sight holds they do.
Well done to Team Empire again. They even managed to get a kill out of it. Shepard ready on that rappel with the detonator.
Now Empire is moving around because they have the wall open. They don't need to put 3 bodies outside that wall. They just need to put 1, because with 1 body they can just hold all the rotates. The main thing they're doing with that rotate there is they're just trying to hold it, stop people from crossing, because what they don't want, well, they don't want to. Empire does not want to have to take garage. Taking garage is always a pain, especially if you have a. Really, it's just always a pain, because you have to hope there isn't a Jaeger. You're exposing yourself to multiple angles when you go in there. You have to always use a thermite charge to get into there. So it's always a pain. Now, Master is clear, so Joystick moves over, and he's now going to shotgun out this wall, which will make it so that Fnatic can no longer rotate into the workshop area, because if they do, there's a crossfire from the door, the window, and from the kill holes from Joystick. That is important later. Now, this is kind of the angle where it lets you contest outside. So this is reinforced. So right now, Aces is safe playing inside of garage. However, well, yeah, it's not a however. He's safe playing inside of garage so long as he holds behind here. If he goes too far out right, he's exposing himself to this window. If he goes too far out left, he's exposing himself to here. Now, I'm not sure if Empire just never does garage takes. So they say, okay, Aces, we know you're a Maestro, so we want you to stay alive on your cams. So we want you to play in a safe position, which is garage. However, if that is not the call that was made, then it's questionable as to why Aces is the one playing garage, because you need him to survive the longest, and normally garage is your first or second point of attack. Now, onto this. So, Empire, they've opened up the wall, and now they've rotated around in order to begin opening up the A bomb site. So the reason why Karzeka is opening up the bottom of this and not the top is this is shotgunned out. If an impact unit is thrown here, it will destroy anything that is within its blast radius, because I think these all have like 1 HP of health. And because of that, a thermite charge will get destroyed, as well as any Hibana pellets up high. So that's why he's putting them so low.
That is the lifeline for Team Fnatic. The only chance that they're likely to win this round. Virtue goes for a very ill-advised push.
Now, what happened there was, I want to see if I can actually get a better angle on it. Trying to see Virtue's player model. And I'm not seeing it, and it's somewhat annoying me. Right, so I don't see it here. You'll see it in the kill cam at the end. However, what happened there was Virtue. He decided to run out. I'll talk about it once we actually get to it so you can see it. But really, that was just a bad play from Virtue, and you'll see why in about a minute. But now, so basically, Virtue goes and he throws away his life. And because of that, Aces is now a 3 versus 5 for Empire. So Aces, when you're in Pro League, a difference between ranked is you have to go and make a play if you're down 2 men in Pro League. In ranked, you wait for them to come to you, win a few gunfights, and bam, you're good. But in Pro League, they're going to hold crossfires on you, and they're going to peek you 2 at a time. You'll get one of them, but then you'll die. So 5 versus 3 turns into 4 versus 2, turns into 3 versus 1, turns into a 2 versus 0. So that's the whole purpose as to why Aces peaked that right there. And however, he lost the gunfight and now goes down. So now it's basically a 2 versus 5 right now. So now Dan, he's pushing up low, trying to get an angle. However, Rizraz runs out trying to make a play because they probably realized, okay, Dan is the only one outside of here. And because of that, his ammo's probably gone. And with that, I really need to make a play. So if we can kill him, we can possibly get aces up. We can possibly turn this into a 3 versus 4, and we have a chance of winning.
Down this time on aces, but Rizraz runs out, so the peeking will not stop. Jackal marks on to Magnet.
Now, bad play from Rizraz there, and now it is a glorified 1 versus 4. And now, bam.
Empire looks so strong. Scyther in
Everybody is now dead on Fnatic.
round to put Fnatic out of their misery.
And really, that was just the story of two people. Two people got over aggressive and turned into a 3 versus 5, which screwed over the rest of the team.
On that round was absolutely impeccable by Team Empire, and a lot of key mistakes on the side.
One thing I like is they're doing the kill cams at the end of everything to show all the kills, which will show you.
Not sure what Virtue was thinking, trying to workshop.
Alright, so this is Virtue, the Jaeger. So here's Joystick. He has opened up the wall. Outside, I believe there's a player, I think Thatcher. And through the doorway to the right of here, there is Hibana. So, Joystick, he hears, not Joystick, Virtue, he hears the Hibana pellets go off, and then he thinks, I'm gonna go crouch peek this angle. I'm gonna go kill this Hibana, I'm gonna go crouch peek her. She'll never expect this. Empire, they never hold cross fires. But that's what Empire loves to do. They love working together. They are fantastic at working together. They are literally the most dominant European Pro League team right now. And the EU has literally some of the, I'd say probably the top 4 in EU are all, basically the top 4, they can all basically be called the best team. However, Empire, they're the dominant ones. Of those 4, they are the dominant ones. So between the 3, normally it's those 3 are fighting for second place, while Empire's they're just cruising in first. They were cruising for most of the season, in all honesty. So they are a very methodical team. They know how to play together. They know how to play well. They are a very, very good team. They in fact they win this entire event against the teams from APAC, from Brazil, from North America. They are the best team right now. So Virtue, I don't know if he just didn't want to play passive, if he's just so used to being a roamer, because normally he is the roamer of Fnatic. So they want him to be the roamer. They want him to be the frag hunter. However, this isn't frag hunting. This is throwing away your life. He's peeking unnecessarily, and because of it, it's turning a 4v5 situation, which is winnable, into a 3 versus 5. Because there's no... When the enemy has control of Master, you do not want to ever take control of Workshop again, because this wall will normally be open, and with this wall being open, you can't go back into Master. There's just too many you can't go back into Workshop. There's just too many crossfires. And that was just a bad misplay from Virtue. So he gets gunned down. So it's a 3 versus 4 now. And however, it was a glorified 3 versus 4. It's really a 2 versus 4 because Aces has been down at this point. This is right after Rizraz killed Dan. So then Scyther, he's playing off of that. He knows that, okay, Mute just killed my buddy. I'm going to go and hold an angle now to figure out, because I see him rotate around. Then, I don't know why Rizraz decided to run across without even checking the window, because he's in... This is the window. You can see this doorway perfectly. This is not an unknown angle. This is a very known angle. And Scyther sees Rizraz running out there, even though this is basically what had happened here is Rizraz ran out, got the kill, then ran back in, and then ran out again behind the B bomb. Instead of just saying, okay, I have run out, get the kill, run, check window, jump this window, pick up my buddy, now it's a 3 versus 4. We can win. But instead, he decides to just go back and forth too many times, play almost... He's unsure about what to do in this situation, and because of that, he ends up getting gunned down. Because you either have to go with the momentum, or you have to stop the momentum. Because if he went with the momentum, he had a chance of killing Scyther, or at least getting into Garage and getting his buddy up. However, because he basically went, killed someone, had the momentum, ran back, threw it all away, and then tried to go and peek again. But Empire's going to be ready for that. They're going to be ready. They're very good gunfighters. I mean, literally, they thought that joystick was hacking. He was so good. They literally checked his PC at the past LAN event to make sure he wasn't hacking. So if everybody thinks you're hacking but you're not, you're just that good, then, and you're surrounding yourself with players who are at that skill level, then you can't be doing things like this.
Joystick. Didn't really have to do a whole lot of work for that. It's the same thing for Riz.
So then Rizraz just peeks. Well, I don't think he peeks. He doesn't even check the window. I think he just tries to run. Now we'll actually see. So, let's see. Okay, no. So I do think that Rizraz at least checked the window. However, this is kind of the thing about over-aggression I'm talking about. Where this is... I mean, that was an easy kill for Scyther. He just put his head at crosshair level, and Rizraz just walked into it. That is just a... Scyther is just a better player in that situation. He shows that... he's saying, okay, yeah, peek me. I got this. I know exactly where you're peeking from. I know how you're going to peek me. I know where your head is going to be. I'm playing on lane. You think you have peeker's advantage? Yeah, hell no, you don't. And he shuts down Rizraz. And then, for some reason, Magnet... So, well, Magnet, he was in roughly the same position as Rizraz, which, I mean, he was getting Jackal track, so it's not really his fault too much, but really, he was just ran around and he got gunned down, but there's nothing you can do. It's a 1 versus 4, and now it's over. But really, that was just the story of Fnatic. They threw away 2 lives early, tried to equalize, failed, and then just got gunned down by people who were more proficient at this map and the angles. Now, let's go with the operator changes. So, Fnatic has dropped the Maestro for the Frost. I think that is a really dumb move. However, this is kind of going back to the Aussie strats. So, the Aussie Siege, where basically Fnatic, they bring Frost because in Pro League, nobody runs Frost. She's a stupid operator because you drone out Frost mats. Frost mats can't move. And it takes such a long time to actually put them down that you can't really do any mid-round. Like, you can't put them down mid-round under a window. And they're so large that they're easy to drone. So a lot of the time, they're very easy to get rid of. But it works for Fnatic at times. However, this is kind of the reason why I think Fnatic overall is kind of a B-class team, where they're never going to be able to actually... 1, I don't think they're ever going to really be able to really get to a final, and then 2, the chances of them winning a final are very, very slim. So, I mean, and it's mainly due to operator selections like this, where if the strategy is the enemy is relying on the enemy being negligent rather than your team being better, you're not going to win. Then they drop the mute for a smoke. So I like that. I like that a lot, because with the Thatcher, the mute's not going to do much. And Fnatic, I think, accepts that. And they think, okay, if we can buy a bit more time and kind of take off a bit of pressure, we can kind of stop Empire's momentum, which can help equalize a little bit. So that's all it is. Then Empire, they change absolutely nothing. They have one lineup for each map, really, and that's the map they're going to do. Now, one thing, I have no clue what the point of this shield is. all this does is make it so. I mean, really, I don't understand it because this negates the pixel peak of the stairs, and you're never going to be able to peek this effectively because of if the wall is opened, or if the wall is opened here, the window you can get shot from. You can get shot if you're behind the shield, and this window right here, you can shoot down this hallway. So this is a really dumb shield in my opinion and serves no purpose. So why it's here, I don't know. But that's what they want. But another thing to note is this shield now negates the pixel peak of this window. So now if Empire takes garage, bam, they can literally just jump in and there's no congestion from the pixel peak. And if they try to peek, well, it's Empire. They're really good at winning gunfights. Anyway, I believe the overall setup is the same, where they put 2 reinforcements there, 2 there, 1 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and number 10 probably right there. However, I'm not 100% sure. Really, number 10 is, it changes team by team, where some teams like to put it here, some teams like to put it here. Personally, I'm a fan more of this one because this makes it so that it's a little bit safer to play the stairs, because you can put basically kill holes or rotate holes right here, and with this you can peek left, peek right. However, which will let you contest this door and this wall. However, if it's just soft, you can shoot through all of this wall from there and there. So it's not really the best in my opinion. Well, it's not the best to leave it soft. Where if you do, so really this is just a team by team and how they push. But overall, it is what it is. Yeah, so here's reinforcement number 10. Even though I don't think Empire pushes right here. And you reinforce this to play inside of here. But, I mean, you can open up this window and you now can't play inside of here. So why exactly that reinforcement is there, I don't know. But roughly the same stuff. Now, Frost Mat goes there. So Frost Mat goes here. And Frost Mat goes there. One thing to note, all 3 of these Frost Mats can be destroyed by rappelling upside down and shooting them, which means all it takes is someone to drone. 2, there's a rotate hole right here. Somebody's going to look and say, oh, hey, there's a Frost Mat right here. Because if you see a rotate hole, if you see any changes to a map, you're going to investigate them. So you take your drone, you go in through the drone hole, okay, hatch is open, okay, rotate hole, oh, hey, look, a Frost Mat right in front of me. Thank you for that. So same strategy is coming out from Empire. Joystick spawns over on the west, everybody else spawns on the east. Karzeka then begins moving over to Joystick.
We're gonna make it a thing. It's gonna be a thing. Yeah, it did work on border. It has worked for Fnatic throughout this tournament. Every time they bring it.
Now, if I'm concerned about this, Fnatic are going for a more roam heavy strat, where I think they put 2 bodies off site and keep 3 on. However, I'll explain why that is not really the best play, and one of the reasons why I think overall Fnatic is a relatively weak team. Alright, so this is, I think, is a misplay from Dan. So maybe Empire just doesn't want to care about opening the wall right now. Which would make a little bit of sense considering they're doing an A push. But Empire, well, Dan really, he just used one of his concussion mines to check for a Jaeger device. Why would he do that? If you need the concussions to stop the bandit. You have explosives for that. So, well, you have explosives then to check for the Jaeger device. So, what is the purpose of using the Sophia charge? I don't know. So it looks like Bandit is bandit tricking. I believe Frost is playing inside of Garage. Doesn't really matter who. But now Dan, he's out of concussion mines and has one explosive charge left, and I'm not sure exactly what he's accomplished. Now, Joystick. Alright, so this is a bit of a good play. So Joystick gets the roamer over in Master. He's playing Jim. Actually, I think it's either Master or Jim. Same as Severia and as a rotate hole. So, Joystick wants to fight this. He's a very confident player. He's saying, yeah, if I know where you are, I'm going to peek you. I'm going to take this fight. So he baits out a C4. He hears that. He then looks. However, this is a good play from Fnatic. Well, not necessarily from Fnatic, but from Virtue. Where Virtue was able to say, okay, my buddy's here. He's getting droned out. Okay, you bait him out, and I will capitalize when he's looking at you. And he gets Joystick down to 30 HP. Doesn't get the kill, but overall that was a good play. That was slightly a failure, but overall not necessarily bad. Just need to hit it one more bullet. Now, Dan, however, now one thing is Empire's going to kind of take pieces of the map at a time, and then to cut off the ability to rotate around those pieces. So that's Dan's job right now. He's holding a pixel peak. Well, not pixel peak, but you can shoot out the bottom of this window, and it creates this little thing right here. And so he's waiting for that. And so they're trying to get rid of this roamer. However, you can't roam around Master if you're getting jackaled, because there are 3 windows. One in... Actually, are there 3 or 2 now? I can't remember, actually. But let's say there's just 3 now, where you have... Well, it'd either be 3 or 4, but let's just say you have this window, you have one going to Master, and you have one going to Gym. So you can't play Master, you can't play Gym, and you can't play Workshop. So now you have to play inside of Showers. However, Showers, you can get shot through the soft wall if it's not reinforced, and if it is reinforced, you're stuck in Showers. So you can't really play Showers. You then cannot play over in this area. I think it's Stocks, but I can't remember exact... No, it's not Stocks. It's, I can't remember, but... Damn cough. But this room over here has a hatch in it, which means you can't play there. Which means you now have to play hallway. However, the hallway is soft, which means you cannot play... The hallway is exposed to the soft wall over on the west side where Joystick was shooting from. So you can't play inside of there now. So now you have to play on the stairs. But if you're playing on the stairs, someone just has to hold an angle, and now you're useless. So overall, the strategy from Fnatic was to go for a roam game, and it doesn't work. And now Valkyrie's getting jackal tracked, so she has to get out of there because she realizes I can't sit anywhere in here. I don't think she even checks. I think she barely checks this window just to see if it's open and then just goes down into cover. But that was just a misplay. She should know this is how Empire plays. They're going to be holding some angle, so I need to be capable of like looking and seeing whether or not something is broken, because shooting out the bottom of this is going to cause debris, and as a pro player, you need to be able to see that debris. You should be able to know if something's been hit out or if something hasn't, or just things like that. Because it's a little things like that which will get you killed, exactly like how it just got Magnet killed. So that's just a bad play from him. And now it's a 4v5 at least it's a minute and a half into the round instead of 45 seconds in, but still, minute and a half in, man advantage, Empire, and now they have the Master control. Alright, one thing I like about Virtue right there. He shot Joystick, and his position was no. But instead of saying, okay, I'm going to continue to try and fight, he just runs away. And overall, that is a good roamer, because a roamer's job is to waste time, not necessarily get kills. So if you're always having to hunt him down, then that's just time which you have to waste. However, one thing that's for if you can roam. This is not a site you can roam. The only real roaming you can do on this site is by playing below and hard holding below. Because the only thing is you can really do is just throw up a nitro cell to stop a planter. However, Empire, they're not going for plants, they're going for kills. So, because if you're over in Master, you can't really contest anything going on inside of the bomb site. if you're roaming in basements, well, they don't need a clear out basement to take this, because when you roam clear from the top down. So if the bomb site's up top, you never have to go down unless they're throwing nitro cells. However, at that point, that's one thing Fnatic isn't going to be doing. So really, Virtue himself, he's showing he's a good roamer. He's showing off that he knows how to get out of situations when he should and when he shouldn't. However, why he's on the roam in the first place is questionable. However, it's still more questionable as to why the Frost was brought.
And the Zofia that's almost always played by Karzeka is now in the hands of Dan. It's going to be Karzeka running on Clubhouse using 2 hard breaches.
So now, Master Control has been taken at basically a minute and a half in. Master and Workshop have been taken. The Fnatic is down a body, and a minute and 11 seconds is a large amount of time. There was a team known as Vitality, and they were in Pro League before being relegated, and now they're actually back in Pro League. But they were known for literally being able to do a site execution at 20 seconds. So you can execute at 20 seconds so long as you can get the bomb down. Right now, Empire has a minute 11, so they have time. They were in no way wasted. They are in no way hurt. Anyway, wasted Frost Mat. Empire doesn't jump in through these windows. They enter through the wall or the hatch. So wasted Frost Mat. Wasted Frost Mat.
Give it to Karzeka because Dan's hands have been quite hot. He's been a hot hand so far through this matchup. 1 minute left to go, and Scyther's just looking.
All right, so I'm not sure what's going on with Lusty right here. So the wall isn't open yet. However, Scyther. Okay, one thing about this Valkyrie cam, this is kind of a bad placement. The purpose of it is in case they try and open up the wall and run in through there, you'll see them. However, it's in wide view of this window. So really, I want to see if I can get a better view, but really, the Valkyrie camera placement is questionable. I understand why they put it there, but that's something that should have been figured out a long time ago. That you can see that from the window over here. Now, Lusty, he's the bandit. His one job is to stop this wall from getting opened. So he hears a Thatcher going down. If Thatcher is going down, that means that someone's going to be trying to bandit trick him. Okay, here we go. This side you didn't touch up. So the Valkyrie cam, if I'm sure, was right about here. There's no purpose in it being there. Instead, it would have been better to put it, say, by those crates, throwing it into there, because that will still give you view of the default plant area, while also keeping it safe from the window. Now, next thing, I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So, Lusty right now is aiming at the window, ready for someone to run in. This is bad. This is just bad teamwork, because Virtue, he came back to site. So, he basically said, yeah, I can't roam anywhere. They're going to be watching the flank. So I can't roam there. So I'm going to have to now come back to site and just fight. So he's going for a fight. Well, he's here, and now he's holding an angle on this, and Aces is holding an angle in case someone jumps in. So now there is a crossfire of 2 people who can see this window if someone jumps in, and there is a barbed wire sound cue. So why is Lusty, whose one job is to bandit and keep this wall from getting open? Because right now, there is only a thermite stopping this wall. There's only a thermite going for this wall. Which means, as a bandit, that's what you want. If there is only a thermite on the wall, that should be a free thermite charge. There should be no way this wall gets opened. However, he peeks. Lusty peeks the window, trying to kill Scyther. That's not gonna work. Also, if I want to see whether or not this happened. Yes. Okay. So this is kind of one thing I don't like about Virtue is he's a good roamer, but he's terrible when it comes to actually just sitting and playing passive. Where he's holding an angle right now on the window, peeks the window. He was crouched, peeks the window, shoots it. And he misses, sure. Scyther shoots back, but why would you do that? What is the purpose of shooting there? What's the purpose of peeking the window? All you're doing is exposing yourself, hoping for a kill. if you played passively, then there's no way for them to kill you. If you wait for a sound cue, someone jumping in, you can peek and get a kill. You then have a crossfire with aces. You then have Lusty who can help that out. So you can put 3 bodies on someone jumping in. So there's no way that person's going to come out alive. So there's no purpose in peeking and giving a chance of losing your life. Then Lusty, let's go back to Lusty, peeks the window when the thermite charge is going down.
Shepard's exothermic charge from behind could possibly take the wall and
Then Virtue gets slapped in the most stupid way possible. So, this is where kind of the over-aggression of Fnatic gets them killed. So, right now, Virtue, Lusty, and Aces all know that Scyther is playing outside this window. Scyther likes to play the right side of this window. I can tell that based on literally just watching these 2 rounds. And as a pro player, you should know that with him outside that window, you're going to have to... Basically, you should know that he's going to be holding an angle on this door, basically. He's not worried about the garage. He's not worried about someone coming from over here. He's worried about this door right here. So he's going to be holding right here, holding roughly this angle. So with that, why Lusty is peeking over like this, for one, Lusty's peeking over here, trying to go for a frag, even though I assure you, Scyther is never going to be standing right here. Unless he's tracking you, he's never going to stand in a position which will give you a fair gunfight. But then, even though Virtue, Lusty, and Aces all know he's out here, and they're running Valkyrie, and I'm pretty sure they have a Valkyrie camera outside on Scyther, Virtue decides he wants to run to get back to site this way by hopping a shield, exposing himself to the window, instead of just going here through a rotate hole. And if, let's say the rotate hole is being covered, well, if the rotate hole is being covered, but smoke is still alive, make another rotate hole. That entire wall is soft. The entire wall over here is soft. If you have to spend 10 seconds making a rotate hole so that Virtue doesn't die getting gunned down in a useless position again, then spend 10 seconds doing that. Because the push isn't coming in right now. They're waiting. They're trying to get everything set up still. Empire is still going for it. So, yeah, that's really... So Virtue exposes himself right here. What's this? He's exposing himself. Not even trying for a fight. Gets gunned down for the easiest kill of Scyther's life. I mean, I'm serious. It's serious. Scyther, this is the easiest kill he's probably ever gotten right there. Then Lusty is now not even paying attention to the wall, even though Thermite put his charge down, then took it off. So maybe there was a sound bug and he didn't hear it, because, I mean, sound bugs happen. It's true, it happens. But that's still something where, at minimum, you should be paying attention to the wall, not to the window. But Virtue gets gunned down, and now it's a 3v5. Lusty has one job and doesn't do it for the second round in a row. I don't understand how the first round I understand why Lusty couldn't ban a trick. I don't understand why he got killed. And this round I don't understand why Lusty isn't trying to ban a trick, even though if they can stop this wall from getting open, that will put them in a massive advantage. Because if they can do that, they can play inside of garage, they can stop all these run-ins, because that basically makes it so that Empire is now forced to play through a window and a door. Now, this is why that shield is useless. You can shoot over it. Then Lusty, the bandit, gets gunned down uselessly again. Now, this I'll go into detail with later. Bad play from Rizraz. He tried to run through the door just like Virtue, even though you have Karzeka, Joystick, and Scyther all holding angles on it. And now Aces is stuck in garage. Now this is good from Empire. Empire knows his positioning and is holding angles. They're not pushing. They're not trying to play aggressively. Then Scyther made the call, okay, Aces cannot rotate through this hole he made. The only way for him to come back is through the window or through the stairs. However, if they try and go through this, if he tries to go up the stairs, Joystick, Shepard, Karzeka, all three can get him. If he tries to go through this window, Scyther can get him. Then Aces peeks the hole and gets gunned down by Joystick, who's just coming in for the kill. But overall, a bads. Basically, Fnatic got shut down, and it was a dominant shutdown.
Fnatic in round number 2. I would suspect that we're not going to see Cash and CCTV yet again as Empire make
Empire is Russian, that's why they have the Russian flag.
of Fnatic for those
At least I think that's the Russian flag, but then again, that goes my geography.
That was a really one-sided affair over those 2 rounds, as you say. Not a whole lot going on this side.
So, let's look at the kills. So, Rizraz. So, this is. So, 2 versus 5. Dan was coming up the stairs, the cache stairs, and came in through the rotate hole, looking at this general area like any high-level player will. Because this is the only cover you have inside of the A-bomb site. Because right now, I don't understand how... Okay, here's one thing. I don't understand how Lusty gets gunned down from this top of the stairs when playing at the top of the stairs, you should have barbed wire on the stairs somewhere in order for a sound cue so you can peek out and get the kill, or peek above the railing and get the kill. Either way, this should not be able to allow... You should not allow the Zofia to just walk up cache stairs, gun down your bandit, and walk into sight. Now, why Rizraz is playing so close to this door, I don't know. This, I think, is a misplay from him that actually gets him a kill. Because what can he actually do? If somebody just peeks this door, he's dead. He's dead the moment they drone him, the moment they know his position. And the thing is, he still has a smoke grenade left. That is big at the 35-second mark. But instead, he basically throws away his life. Because instead of... Basically, Lusty should have made the... Lusty should be playing in a way that would allow him to basically contest the stairs and contest the run-in from A. Smoke should be playing behind here. So basically, Lusty should be playing the stairs. Smoke should be playing here. Lusty basically is holding the pixel, and Aces, he's holding garage over there. He's never going to come out of garage. He has to basically hold it. If he comes out, he's dead. But basically, Aces should be holding the run-in for B from the window and from the open wall, with a crossfire on the wall from the bandit. Then, bandits should be stopping anyone from walking up these stairs. He doesn't do that, so he gets gunned down right here. I don't know why he's... Well, then again, Fnatic can't actually hold the wall from the pixel peak because they had the shield there. The useless shield that serves no purpose. So why exactly they even have that shield there, I don't know, because it gets... I mean, it's a useless shield. It served no purpose and just gave away a pixel peak which they could use. Then, I mean, maybe they're used to teams just walking up cache stairs on them, but at that point, invest in cache stairs. Don't invest in just saying, okay, we need to invest in garage, and then they walk up cache stairs, well, now we can just jump in through the window. So really, Bandit should be playing here. Smoke should be playing behind this container where it's actually... This is cover. You cannot shoot through this. You are safe if you hold behind here. You are safe, and you can contest a lot of things. But basically, if you are holding here, you're safe. And as a smoke with a smoke grenade left, that's big. You can waste 15 seconds with this smoke grenade. You can chunk some impacts just to try and, make some noise. And if you can take a close range fight with the shotgun, then you can win. And the SMG-11 is a good gun as well. So Rizraz is in basically, Fnatic isn't in a lose-lose situation right now. But they turned it into a lose-lose because Bandit gets killed because of the shield, and because he's not paying attention to the stairs, one of the few places that the Empire can push from. So he gets gunned down. Aces is now stuck all alone, and Rizraz is stuck all alone as well, because instead of holding a position where he can actually hold, he decides that he wants to come right next to the door, which is open for some reason. So now, Rizraz, Dan comes in, Rizraz actually gets the kill on him, but Empire, he then peeks the door and runs out thinking, yeah, I'm gonna go 1 versus 3 right now. I'm gonna win this against all these rifles trained on me. I got this. I may have a smoke grenade left, but I got 4 shots in my shotgun. I only need 3 of them. This was a stupid play from stupid positioning. That basically, this is the entire thing about how positioning gets all of Fnatic killed because they don't know how to hold this site correctly. Now Joystick gets the kill, instantly refrags. 1 versus 4 now. Joystick peeks, bam. Now one thing to note is Joystick threw a smoke. He wasn't sure if Aces was going to rotate up the stairs or if he was going to try and come through the hole. Well, through the window was the hole, it wasn't rotatable. One thing is I like having a rotate there because I think that it actually helps a lot. It helps a lot in my opinion. But Joystick throws the smoke, even though he's not 100% sure, to help save the planter. Well, just to help cover the planter. And then goes, and once he knows that, okay, Aces is still in garage, I'm going to peek garage. He's a very confident player. Alright, so now, basement defense is coming out from Fnatic because they said we just got slapped twice. We can't go cash again, which is a good call. If you get slapped twice in a row, you should not go anywhere. Also, one thing to note is Rizraz, after 2 rounds, he's the only one with kills on his team. However, one of them was a decent kill, just he peeked, he won his gunfight. The second one was just he threw away his life in order to stat pad, basically, where he said, okay, I want to get my kill so I at least look good, but then died a useless death with still having utility. But now on to the changes of Fnatic. So once again, Empire, they're running the exact same lineup. They love this lineup for this map. They're going to run it until they can't. So if you really want to throw Empire off, ban Thermite. That would throw them off the most, but that would also throw off a lot of teams that don't know how to attack cash without a Thermite. But basically, Fnatic now has changed a few things. Lusty is now off of the Bandit onto Legion. I should know his name. He's one of my most played operators. But anyway, the Legion, he's a decent pick for here. He brings impact nades, which allows you to impact trick the hatch and kitchen. You'll see that later on. Then Magnet is on Valkyrie. Once again, it gives information, and Empire's bringing IQ, so good pick. Aces is now on Smoke. I mean, in all honesty, I would say Rizraz is not a Smoke player. I don't know if maybe he's just not confident on him, or if they just wanted him on Smoke, or if Rizraz just doesn't like holding the site. But overall, Rizraz did not make plays as the Smoke when he needed to, and it showed last round. But I mean, really, it wasn't even a play. It was just use your utility correctly, and instead kind of wasted it because Empire was taking, like, they were at the 30-second mark when they went for the push. If he had saved his smokes, that's 40 seconds easy of constant damage. They can win. Fnatic can win if they then place that. So really, most of Fnatic was at, really, I'd say only Aces was not to blame on the team for the loss. Because really, he was just in garage watching his team get slaughtered. When, I mean, he was doing his job. He was holding garage. That was his one job, and he did that. Now, he could have done it as someone else. He could have done it not as a Frost and, brought barbed wire and a nitro cell on the recruit with an MP7, and they still would have gotten probably the same. He probably would have actually done better because the frost mats were useless and Bandit has a better gun. But anyway, then Virtue once again is on Jaeger. Virtue likes Jaeger. He's the best player on Fnatic. He's the best roamer, but once again, if he can get shut down, he's gonna get shut down. And I mean, Virtue is the best player on Fnatic, and I would still say he's worse than probably at least 3 of the 5 players on Empire. Then Rizraz is on Cav, so this is something I am very disagreeable with. I do not think that Cav is a good pick, but Fnatic loves Cav, and they did it back in the last Invitational, I believe. They basically just ran Cav and just used the glitch on Villa all the time, which is one reason I don't like Fnatic as a team from doing that. But overall, they just bring Cav for their roaming, even though they're going to get the Cav isn't the reason why they're getting. If they have a good roam here, the Cav isn't going to be needed. And Empire isn't a team which is going to give away an interrogation, so her utility is now useless, basically. They're not a team that relies only on sound cues, so you're not going to be able to run up behind them. And then what is it? So really, Empire's just going to drone out Cav, track her down, and kill her. So really, she's not going to be the best. And there's a lot better. So why isn't Fnatic bringing, say, really I can't even name anyone at this point because I just can't think of it. Why don't they bring a Maestro? Why don't they bring a Maestro hold site? Because it shows that Empire is very good at holding a roam clear. So Empire can roam clear. And they're going to roam clear the exact same way they just attack Cash. They're going to attack in the exact same way. So the overall idea where Fnatic says, okay, we just invested 5 bodies trying to hold the Cash room. Well, that didn't work. Let's invest 2 now. That'll work. So I don't know I disagree with their overall strat-up. I disagree with the Cav pick, and I think this is kind of one of the reasons why I see. Well, this is one of the reasons why I see Fnatic as a B-class team, is due to them making things like where they say, yeah, I'm going to go Cav, because even though the joystick is bringing Jackal, that's not going to make a difference against drones. Drones are still a thing. There's still 10 of them on Empire. And Empire is still going to be using them to hunt people down. So the Cav isn't going to be a good pick for her utility. She is bringing 2 impact grenades, but I mean, bring Alibi and you can at least maybe confuse some people. This is a big thing about what I'm talking about, where I remember right now Fnatic is going for they're basically going for, actually I think they're going for literally an all off-site hold, which one is incredibly stupid, but 2, well, that's just my opinion. But anyway, a little bit about the setup that goes on down here. It's kind of universal, but you reinforce these 3 walls. You shotgun out this, or you have a rotate there, which allows somebody playing inside of here to shoot in case anybody drops the hatch. Then you have a rotate here and a rotate here, which allows basically just quick reactions through sight, because if you're having to peek the main hallway, well, you can't do that because you can put 1 or 2 bodies here, which can easily stop anyone from rotating through this door. So that's why you need the rotate holes. Then also there are 2 reinforcements on dirt, and Cash Wall is getting reinforced. Now, one thing to note here is Magnet stopped reinforcing to throw out a Valkyrie cam. They've done this Valkyrie cam every single round, but now he gets the wall down. Now, this is the thing though. They reinforce this wall, but bring nothing to contest the wall. Thermite just has to walk up now, put down his charge, bam, it's open. You now can no longer play inside of here. So you basically waste 2 reinforcements for nothing.
Very uncommon. And for Fnatic, oh boy, they're going to have a lot of
Whenever other teams, especially like say I want to say Team Secret, or actually I'm not sure if Secret is the one that did it or if it was Stream, but they'd invest mutes and bandits and Jaegers if they're doing an off-site roam inside of Cache, because Cache is the only place you can really hold effectively besides maybe Garage. But Garage, I mean, you can still also get gunned down pretty easily if you're not investing the 5 reinforcements needed. So really, Cache is the only place you can hard hold off-site. But they're not investing a large amount of utility to hold it. So they're going with okay, yeah, we'll just roam around. Well, I don't know what they're going for, in all honesty. Maybe they're thinking Empire's not going to bring a second hard breacher, but Empire, they're going to be running this setup every attacking round. I can tell you that right now. But, so I don't know what the overall thought process is of Empire. Then, what is it? So this wall is basically useless. It's a useless wall, and it's just good. It's not even going to waste any time. They're going to open it instantly, and they're going to waste even less utility than they did last round, because there's no Cade, there's no Bandit, there's no Mute, there's nothing. And so unless there's a bandit tricking this, they're not going to, then it's going to be impossible to open this wall. However, they have a Cav, not a Bandit. They bring Bandit, they bandit trick this, they have a chance of wasting time. But that's not going to happen, because Fnatic loves their Cav. Wait, rotate hold goes into Cache. That's nothing special there. And I think there actually are 5 bodies off site. Anyway, if I'm certain, it should be Virtue is. It's just it's a 5-man off site, and if I'm sure I believe it's Valkyrie, Cav, and Jaeger is on the 3rd floor. Smoke and Legion are on the 2nd. But this is a very stupid strategy, in my opinion, because if Thermite notices this, he can just say, okay, everybody, they're just all roaming. I'm gonna go open up dirt. I'm gonna walk into site. I'm gonna plant. We're gonna win. So this is basically just Fnatic saying, yeah, we're just gonna pull out the most random thing we possibly can, and there's no way they're gonna expect 5 people off site and just not go to site based off of that. So yeah, we can do this. But now Empire, they're gonna be doing their roam clip. They're doing the exact same attack strategy they did for the CCTV, because it works for every single, well, not for every single site, but for CCTV and for basement. Now Joystick is going for his usual entry into the wall. Drones coming out. Garage control is already in Empire's hand. The wall is opened at the minute mark, and Dan is already inside of Garage, so server control has been lost, which means every member of Fnatic now has to play inside of Cache if they want to actually hold up here, Cache or Workshop, but all of those places can easily be attacked now because they are all soft. Every wall is soft for them. Valkyrie is holding the Pixel Peak. Actually, I don't even think she's holding it. Now this is, then Jaeger's holding inside of the showers. However, this is one of the, he's about to get gunned down. So Dan is now pushing Cache while Joystick is pushing Master. Joystick gets gunned down. Virtue gets gunned down by Joystick in a very stupid way, which is, you will see later as to why it is stupid and why this overall entire setup of Fnatic is ridiculous. APAC is a very weak region, and it shows whenever they come to places like this, where it comes to strategies against arguably the best teams in the world. Right now, Empire is probably up there for best team in the world against G2, even though they're a newer team because of this season. Even though G2 is the older team and has won a large amount more. Really, they just had a bad season, and they didn't actually make it to this lane. Now, there's no refragging coming out from Fnatic. They don't play off of each other to the same degree that Empire, Stream, G2, or EG does. There's no refragging going on. So, free body, 4v5. Now, 2 members are now holding, Now Cav and Valkyrie are holding inside a workshop. You can't hold workshop. You can get you have a hatch to get out of there, but if one attacking member goes to bar, then somebody peeks the window, there's no way to get out, and you're basically dead. Now Cav is trying to go for a mid-range engagement instead of just waiting for the enemies to come to her. But she has to go for those fights because she's in such a bad position. And loses the gunfight against Joystick because it's Joystick and you're Cav. Now, a little bit of over-aggression from Dan. Didn't join out Workshop, but in all honesty, this is kind of the random stuff that works for Fnatic. There is no reason for Dan to be suspecting that there's a third person upstairs in the exact same area Cav was. I mean, what Cav do you know says, yeah, can you come just sit in the same room as me? Yeah, that'd be great, thanks. Because that's stupid. Like, it's really stupid. So he gets gunned down. Then instantly the Empire is now going for that. Joystick is already there. Now, Valkyrie changes her angle from watching the door to looking here. There is no way she can actually contest Joystick if Joystick sees her. And normally, if she's looking in this direction, her gun barrel should be sticking out just a little bit. That's what Joystick is looking for. So Joystick looks for that, but doesn't see it because there's no reason for Valkyrie to be looking at a cupboard when the one angle she can get shot from is the rotate hole they opened directly to her position. So that is just... So Joystick, he's going for footprints now, but he doesn't know that Valkyrie's in here. He doesn't know where she is. Then Shepard comes and just guns Valkyrie down because she's in such a bad position instead of just getting out. But this is kind of the thing where she can't get out because of her positioning. They decided, yeah, let's go hold Workshop, but then they lose control of Cache, they lose control of Serve, they lose control of Master, and now, 2 minutes in, the roamers are useless. And how Lusty is now at 30 HP, I don't know. But 2 versus 4 now. Lusty is now roaming, and Smoke is now coming up. So Lusty gets the kill in bar because, once again, this is kind of due to the Fnatic aggression, or it's random aggression, where why is a Legion in bar in a 2 versus 4 at a minute left? Why is nobody on site? Then gets refragged instantly. An instant refrag. That is where Empire excels so much better than Fnatic. Literally before the kill has even gone away, Lusty is now dead. 1 versus 3 now. Why is Aces here? Why? There's no purpose in him being here. There's none. He gets a kill, tries to run back to site, and gets gunned down. Now, sure, it's a 1 versus 3, but it's a 1 versus 3, and Fnatic, their thought process was, let's just throw everybody off site in positions which you cannot actually hold, and then hope for the best. And it didn't work. That was in all honesty, that was just whoever is making the strategies for Fnatic, which is a pro league team, they were getting paid a salary to play this game, and that was one of the most questionable strategies I've ever seen. That's up there with, I think Sifu, back in year 1, season 1 of Pro League, playing on House, yes, House was in Pro League, running out of Garage and going for spawn kills. And the funny thing is they actually got some and almost won the round. And I think it was only maybe 1 play or so that actually lost them the round, but overall, that is a very stupid play. That's a very stupid strategy. They play too far away from one another. They don't actually use their operators to excel where they need to. Like, Cav is hard holding a position. Cav is a roamer. She's great at running around. Why is she sitting like a rock? Why is nobody playing off of the information of the Valkyrie cameras? Why is everyone just sitting in the same room? Why is Virtue playing behind a soft wall when he's getting pinged?
Single-handedly carrying his team, and that's 3 attacking round victories. Nothing working for Fnatic.
Overall, though, very bad setup from Fnatic. That was a throw, in all honesty. Here, this is where the soft wall comes from. So, Virtue's getting pinged. Joystick shoots through a soft wall. So this is why you can't hold bathroom. I'm not a pro league player. I don't do this for a living. But I can tell you right now, there's no reason for Virtue to be playing there because he literally cannot play there. I mean, this wall is reinforced on master defenses for a reason. But for some reason, Fnatic says, no, it's soft. They can't ping us. They can't shoot through walls. They don't have a PDW-9 with a 50 bullet magazine on one of the best fraggers in all of Siege, who can literally get pings on you without his team's help, who can open up soft walls. Nah, that Empire can never do that.
Clubhouse that you're not going to be able to recover. There is no recovering from it.
Look at this. This is how far out the cat is. She's exposing her entire body when this is all she has to put out in order to say, okay, is anybody there? Anybody pushing me? Let's see. Because if we actually look at this, if you actually look at the kill cam of the Valkyrie, let's watch the Virtue one more time. Gets just just show exactly. No, Virtue looking. He's not even aimed in. He aims in afterwards and then just guns down Rizraz.
When you decide to roam basement Clubhouse as
Caught off guard because you're in a stupid spot because you don't understand how your actual. See, this is something that it took me maybe the moment I saw Valkyrie go here, I knew she was exposed to this rotate hole. How Valkyrie doesn't actually know that she's exposed to this, I don't know. So, number one, why is she holding there if she knows that she's exposed? Well, see, this is the thing. One, I don't even know if she knows she's exposed to that. Two, if she does know she's exposed, why is she not holding that angle? Three, if you're getting attacked from multiple angles and you have a way out, why are you not taking that? Because she gets the kill here, moves 5 feet, and now she sits still. Why is she doing that? These are all very questionable decisions. Now I'm just going to make sure I'm recording because I spent an hour and a half doing this yesterday without realizing I wasn't recording. Easiest kill of Shepard's career right there. Refrag from Lusty. But here's the thing. Joystick also dropped. There were 2 people shooting him. Empire literally just threw 2 bodies at him to get the refrag, and they got it. That wasn't a call. That was Joystick and Shepard both saying, I know his positioning. I'm going to hunt this guy down. That is just overall good game sense. Then Aces gets the kill. Joystick knows his positioning. Pre-fires, gets the kill. Because why is a smoke exposing himself there? Well, I don't know. I don't think Fnatic knows either. Neither does Empire. Now, in a defensive-sided map, Clubhouse is a very defensive-sided map, and yeah, so Clubhouse is a very defensive-sided map. Yet Empire has just taken 3 rounds with no contestation. I think that was really so. Really, it is. This is a very bad situation from Fnatic. They basically have to win this round or it's over. Now, let's go on to the operator setup. So, they dropped the Valkyrie because they weren't getting enough information from her. But they keep the Cav even though they cannot roam. Why? One thing to note is Empire so let's take a look at Fnatic's actual setup. They're bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 impacts, which tells me they're probably going to be trying to impact trick. Because you can impact trick the church wall as well as the hatch, the kitchen hatch. However, it's always hard to do because you know that Empire's bringing a Hibana, which means that if Hibana comes here and puts her pellets down at the bottom, you can't impact trick those, which means that your impact tricking strategy now doesn't work and you need a mute or a bandit. So why exactly they're electing to bring another Cav, even though they're in... I don't understand exactly. They could just bring Bandit. Bandit can Bandit trick, which will stop the thermite charge on Church Wall, at which point they just need to bring a total of 4 impacts, which will then stop the kitchen hatch from being opened if Empire decides to use all of their Hibana charges on that hatch. So that really, this is questionable from Fnatic. Then Rizraz is bringing Doc. So Doc has seen a bit of an up, he's kind of gone up in the meta over the past year because the defenders can't just sit still anymore. They have to go and actively contest, actively fight. So you need to go searching for gunfights. So that's why they're bringing him. However, one thing to note is Fnatic, they don't need to win gunfights. They need to win the strategy game. They are never going to be able to beat Empire in gunfights. Empire, they are all very mechanically gifted. So I don't see, they're not going to, so Fnatic, I can tell you right now, they're not going to win the gunfights against Empire no matter what operator they bring. Unless maybe it's a Blackbeard, they're not going to win it. So I don't understand the pick. Legitimately, it would have been better for them to, one thing to note is that, I'll talk about that later, but basically, they keep the Cav, which is very questionable, and then they bring the Doc, which is also questionable, instead of more utility. Imagine if they brought a Maestro Cam. Imagine if they brought, say... I can't even think of the operators at this point, but... yeah, Maestro Cam, even Alibi. Or what if they brought a Pulse to go for Nitro Cells? What if they brought a Valkyrie instead to go and give information and have a Nitro Cell trap where you can put the Nitro Cell in the hallway on the roof around here, and when the enemy enters through the doorway of kitchen, you can detonate it and it kills them. A free kill. Bring Nitro Cells, because right now Fnatic is losing. They're losing gunfights. They're losing strategy. They need to go for cheeky things that will get them a win. And Empire, they don't want to have to watch every single step, and they cannot search every single step because they have no IQ. But no, it looks like there are no Nitro Cells from Fnatic. Right, so the reason why Magnet is laying down like this is it will stop, I believe it stops footprints from being shown, which is, I'm curious as to how the hell the developers have found a way to not have footprints to a Jackal because someone is crawling. I think that's actually just amazing, but that's why he's doing that, I'm pretty sure. Not sure exactly what's going on, but anyway. Reinforced hatch, and blue is reinforced. That's kind of differences they had between the last round. They didn't reinforce Moto and they didn't reinforce blue because they took those reinforcements and put them on cash wall where they lasted all about 30 seconds. Basically the time it took Thermite to get out of spawn and get to the wall. No, I'm not exactly sure what... So I'm not sure why Lusty is over here in Strip Club. maybe they're trying to leave footprints in order to kind of make Empire slow down a little bit, take extra time to roam clear. However, that's really not going to happen. So they'll leave footprints, and then they just run right back to site. Joystick, they knew that somebody was inside of strip, so he's just shooting through a wall. Now, it looks like Empire is going for the exact same roam clear they did the last time. Empire does the same thing over and over again. Find ways to stop that. Legitimately, if they probably brought a mute jammer and put it down just in some corners upstairs, they would probably waste more time and be more effective than most of the other strategies they've done so far.
This right here is typical Clubhouse. This is what you expect to see from the defense.
But it looks like Fnatic is going for a 5-man hold downstairs, even though they have a cav. Anyway, minute in, nobody of Fnatic is dead, so, you know, starting strong there. I think that's kind of bad on Empire's part. He's kind of pre-firing an area he doesn't know if an enemy is at. I mean, it takes 2 seconds. They should be able to drone that and know it's clear, but they didn't, so that's just kind of an oversight, I think, on Dan. He's getting an angle on the stairs by shooting through that wall. And then Scyther's kind of on drone watch. Basically, the joys of support players, you watch drones, and then you gotta tell your best friend, hey, go get this kill. But very important role. Anyway, Dan is now beginning on opening up holes above. This is always you always have to do this because you always have to make the enemy squirm when they're holding downstairs. Now, this is great from Dan. This is where it's the little things that matter. He sees Karzeka run into one Karzeka, he sees this hole here. He runs in and runs around it so he's not exposing himself. Then Dan sees Karzeka run in, turns around to check the breaching charge won't hurt him, and then detonates it. That is just good on Empire, where it's just little things like that which makes them a good team. There's a lot of the time, little things are what's going to get you killed. Anyway, Karzeka's now checking to see if the floor there is shot out, because if it is, then they will, then it's possible to impact trick there. You throw an impact nade from the bottom, it hits the top of that metal, destroys any charge on the hatch. Then, this is shot out so that impacts can be thrown up here to destroy any of the thermite or Hibana charges that are placed at like crouch level. However, I'm pretty sure if they're put at prone level, the Hibana pellets, the impact isn't going to hit them. Thatcher goes down. First thermite charge goes out. Now Hibana's, remember this. Cav's one job right now, not Hibana, Cav, her one job is to stop this wall from getting opened with her impacts. Why she's not using Bandit for that, I don't know. So good job. First one. Good. Gets it. Second one. Isn't paying attention. Wall gets open. Magnet's one job on Cav was to stop this wall from getting open. Magnet did not do his one job. Next, Virtue gets gunned down. I'm not sure where he gets gunned down from, but he does. Probably he tries to peek when he shouldn't. Now, Magnet has basically just lost the entire A bomb site for Fnatic, because this wall is now opened, which means somebody is from main stairs, somebody is playing main stairs, I can show you that, can look in through here to check this corner. Somebody from this room can look in through here to check this corner. Main stairs can now also check in through here to check all of that. People in here can now check to make sure all of that's clear, and then they can check this to make sure all of that is clear. Really, the only place you can hold is roughly here, in the middle of nowhere, where somebody can swing out and get the kill. So now the A-bomb site has been lost because Cav could not throw an impact nade.
No, it does sound like the exothermic charge will be successful on the wall.
And the Cav pick is still questionable. It's just still incredibly questionable. And I don't understand the purpose of it. I really don't.
Sean up, but he gets taken out.
And then gets gunned down from Dan, sitting at the main door.
Still watching at the bottom of main stairs. Fnatic now find themselves pinned down.
He then shoots the wall, takes a few bullets.
Through the wall, just a little bit of shots. What would be bullet pen?
Alright, so it is a 3 versus 5. And I think it's a glorified 3 versus 5 because I believe Joystick has been downed. Either he's on 1 HP. And you just saw Legion doing... Let's see. What is Legion doing in this situation? What is the pride of APAC of Fnatic doing? One of the largest orgs in all of esports, has had a dominant CSGO team for a long time, who everybody knows. He's looking at the ceiling, looking for a pick on the Hibana. So this is incredibly questionable. If his job was to impact, he's out of impacts, so he can't impact trick. 2, if the Hibana charge goes down, there's nothing he can do. 3, if he's peeking this, that means that he's doing nothing else. He's paying no attention to sight. So why he's doing that, I don't know. 4, he's now exposing himself to an angle from Hibana. Hibana can come fight this in kitchen. Why is he exposing himself to somebody who is so far away from sight at the 23-second mark? I don't know. Right now, it's a 3 versus 5, but really it's a 3 versus 4. However, Karzeka is upstairs in kitchen, so it's a 3 versus 3 on site. However, because Lusty is now looking at the ceiling, it is a 2 versus 3. So man advantage back in Empire's favor.
Shots. Be bullet pen, and Rizraz will quarterback the push. All
Now, it looks like, let's see if I can get a good angle on this. Now, Aces is playing inside of blue. However, Empire hasn't gone for a plant yet. They haven't gone for a plant yet. Yet there are 0 gas canisters remaining. When Empire goes for a plant, you're going to know they're going to go for a plant. So why there are 0 gas canisters, I don't know. I'm not sure if Aces just isn't a smoke player, but right now he has no smokes left. And at 20 seconds, that'd be huge. Just one smoke can change this entire thing. As a smoke, you have to have the game sense to tell you when you're actually going to have to use them. And right now, they've been used. Another thing to note is there are 2 impact grenades left. So he didn't use a single impact grenade. Yet the wall gets opened because Cav didn't pay attention. But there are 2 impact nades. So what was the point of bringing these 2? What was the point of bringing the Cav when Smoke could have done the exact same job, if not better, because he could have probably paid more attention and actually got the thermite charge. And instead of banning Echo, which I don't think Empire runs an Echo, instead of banning Echo, they decide to... Fnatic bans Echo, even though Empire, I'm pretty sure, doesn't run Echo. They may at times, but I really don't think they run it that often. So why don't they drop this Cav, bring up an Echo, save 1 smoke grenade, throw it right now. There are now 5 seconds left for a plant because the smoke grenades last for roughly 15 seconds. That smoke grenade is now down. Okay, 5 seconds left. It takes 7 seconds to plant. You have an Echo drone in sight. Okay, Empire doesn't have an IQ. They don't know it's there. You just wait. You wait. Okay, there's 3 seconds left on the plants. Okay. Use a charge. All right, he's stunned a little bit. They're looking for the Echo Drone. Send my second stun. He's now stunned. Bomb can't go down. Fnatic wins 1-3. But instead, they bring a Cav and ban the Echo. Even though they're not going to be winning, they're not winning their gunfights, so they have to bring utility, but they bring operators who don't have utility. So I don't know. Then, Lusty is still holding his angle on the ceiling. He's scared of this hole. Hibana peeks it. Hibana wins. As I said, Empire are some of the best gunfighters. They will literally go and peek you holding an angle and they will win. And here's the thing, 15 seconds. What was Lusty doing? He was holding an angle on the roof when the bomb plant was when they were going for a bomb plant. Well, there goes one impact. Why they didn't just have that already shotgunned out so you didn't have to say, yo, I'm here. I don't know. So he gets gunned down looking for a pick. If Thermite's planting in the correct area, that pick isn't even going to be there. So, very questionable. Now Dan is stuck on Rizraz. Rizraz is stuck on an island in a 1 versus 5 situation. And now, Fnatic has now lost the cache twice and basement twice. Well, here's the thing. Most teams have 2 strategies for each site. And if you can't win twice in a row, you go to a different site. But the other 2 sites are master and bar. Nobody goes bar. And if you can't hold cache, you're sure not going to be able to hold master. So this is just... Fnatic is not a strong Clubhouse team. Why they... I can tell you that right now. I don't know why they even chose it. They look lost on it. I don't know if this works over in APAC, but against Empire, this is... I mean, it was a perfect round from Empire. They were 5-11. Anyway, let's look at this. So Karzeka kills Virtue with a nice shot. As I said, these guys are the best gunfighters in probably the game. And you're saying, yeah, I'm going to take these guys on gunfights. Well, they'll hit your pixel peak and they will win. And after 3 rounds of that, Fnatic still doesn't understand that. I understand that. If I'm going against Empire, I want to bring a clash. I want to say, okay, I'm just going to zap you. I got no way of actually winning this. I'd be putting nitros down in all these areas, saying, okay, let's have a bandit, a pulse, a Valkyrie, I don't think Cade actually has. Does Cade have a nitro cell? No, he doesn't. But like, bring those 3. Bring some impact. Bring a smoke and someone else with impacts to to contest this hatch. And you just go for as many mines as you can. Just if at worst you get nothing, but you have a chance of hurting. At best you get 3 kills, and 5 versus 2, you're gonna have to throw to lose that. And it may not win the next round, but at least it gives you a round. Now here, you cannot hold there. You can't hold there because of this angle. Magnet doesn't know that. Pro player. Lusty loses to the pixel peak of Karzeka. So 2 players on Fnatic have now lost the same pixel peak. And for some reason are holding that. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. So 2 players lose the same pixel peak against Karzeka. Maybe you should stop peeking the guy who's just winning his gunfights. But hey, what do I know? I don't get paid. Wall gets opened. Well, Scyther hears that. Once again, we're going back to the best gunfighters in the game. Aces loses. Tries to cross and dies, but I mean, really nothing you can do there. But then, next thing. Why are you bringing a Doc instead of an Echo if your Doc's just going to be playing passively enough at a long-range angle and staying alive until the last 5 seconds? Wouldn't an Echo be better? Why did you ban Echo then? Because right now it looks to me like Fnatic needs an Echo. Because their smoke isn't stopping them, their impacts aren't stopping them, and they have nothing else to stop them after that. They have a very one-dimensional defense where the moment it's destroyed, they're lost. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to react. They don't know how to play, and it's showing. Like,
Don't let that stuff get to
I'm not understanding it.
I believe that Fnatic can bring this back, that they can bounce back from what's going on
No,
here.
I don't.
But they're gonna
Anyway,
have to show
defense again.
because
Alright, so some changes have made. Fnatic have just realized that their that their Cav pick was stupid. And I mean, hey, maybe... it took you 4 rounds in a row, but... Well, not 4 in a row, it took you, I think, 2 in a row, but hey, I'm just saying, if you're not roaming, maybe you shouldn't bring a Cav. Because, let's see, if you bring Magnet, what happens on the Cade? Well, you get the impacts of Cav, so you've basically done her job. You get a DMR. Okay, that's still significantly better than what Cav brought. And you get the ability to contest some hatches with his gadget. You know, maybe we should have brought the Cade in the first place instead of the Cav. Then they brought Rizra. They switched off the Doc for a Vigil. Vigil's a roamer. His goal is to waste time as a roamer. Empire isn't fighting because they know your exact positioning. They're fighting because they know what angles to hold and how to react to situations. That's why they're winning. So, I'm not sure. Right now, it seems to me like Fnatic, they tried their strategies, it doesn't work, and now they're trying new things to see if something will stick. Because right now, things are not sticking. And then the next thing I note is, let's look at Virtue. Virtue right now is 0-4. Overall, in my opinion, the best player on Fnatic. However, he's on Jaeger and he doesn't have a kill after 4 rounds, and his Jaeger devices are doing absolutely nothing. There are no grenades being brought by Empire. There are no Yings. There's nothing. So why exactly this Jaeger is still being brought, I don't know. I mean, it's not the flashbangs that are killing them. I mean, Joystick doesn't have flashbangs, Dan doesn't have flashbangs, Karzeka does, I believe, and maybe the Thermite does, but really that's it. So they're not going to be using the flashbangs really aren't the issue here. It's the fact that the overall lineup from Fnatic isn't utility-based enough to win against Empire, and they're saying, give us the gunfights, we're just as good, if not better than you, and they're getting shut down every single time. And I'm just saying, if you're holding a pixel peek on someone, and you lose the gunfight twice in a row, you should go back to the drawing board about, hey, maybe we shouldn't be taking these gunfights. Instead, Fnatic has banned the utility. That's the thing, they've banned it. They have banned this Echo, which could have helped them so much on this site. But instead, they've just chosen not to use it. They chose to ban what could be helping them instead of becoming adaptable enough to actually run it. Then Lusty is on. So I agree with 2 of these picks, really. So Team Empire, we can go over all the changes, and you know what, let's do that. Okay, now that that's done, let's go over the Fnatic changes and why I disagree with their overall setup. So really, they dropped Cav and Vigil. They dropped Cav and Doc. So they now have a Cade and a Vigil. Well, I agree with one of those choices, not the other. And overall, 3 of the 5 members of Fnatic, I disagree with their overall setup. Because right now, what Legion isn't accomplishing too much. You're going to know the strategy that Empire goes for, and you're going to know how they attack. So overall, the intelligence given by Lusty isn't that much. Now, if you were using that combined with a nitro cell pre-placed underneath, waiting for it to go off, then sure, bring Legion. That'd be great. But they're not doing that. So why they're bringing Lusty, I don't know. Then Magnet is on Cade. I like that pick. Aces is on Smoke. I mean, I think he needs to go back and learn to be a little bit more passive with his smoke grenades, but that's just me. Then Virtue, the only member of Fnatic who doesn't have a kill, even though 3 of the members have 1 kill each, and the next one has 2, which means the top fragging KD of Fnatic is a 0.5 right now. So why he's on Yair, I don't know, even though Empire isn't bringing nades, that's questionable. And then why Rizraz is on the Vigil, I also don't know, because it's a basement defense. Fnatic isn't droning them to find their exact positionings. They're, once again, being methodical, clearing angle A, then B, then C, then D. They're clearing little by little by little, and if somebody is there, great, they get a kill. If not, well, it's clear now. So they don't. That is not that useful against him. Then, yeah. So why? The next thing is, why aren't they just bringing Bandit? Why aren't they? If they, well, why is Virtue? Why isn't he bringing Bandit? Is questionable. If you can Bandit trick the wall, you can win. You have a better chance of winning. Then why isn't Rizraz bringing Mute? Just stop the. If you're going to try and stop some droning, well, maybe bring an operator that can actually stop some drones. But that's not happening. And Joystick is running Jackal. Mute jammers stop Jackal pings, I believe. So why not bring him?
Play in an unpredictable style. You know, we've said it probably 5 or 6 times in the broadcast. This Aussie style that Fnatic wanted to bring, it was.
Now, the purpose of this is you shotgun out here, and then you throw an impact nade, hits here, destroys any Hibana or Thermite charge.
Extraordinarily effective on the border, and it looked to be quite effective on the end rounds of Console, though it came a little too late. Clubhouse is a very different beast.
So now they're opening up the wall here, as seen here, in order to give sight lines from here to here.
Especially this church site downstairs, you cannot often be as unpredictable as you want to be. And you kind of need to play the game that Empire wants you to play. Empire is forcing Fnatic to play on their terms right now, given Fnatic's lineup. There might be a bit of a diversion when it comes to stalling for time, given the fact that you have a Vigil who can be quite effective when playing in sight due to the way that his
See, the thing is, the barbed wire from Aces will do the same job the Legion is doing right now, because it gives a sound cue that someone's coming there, and that's really all that's really what Legion does. It gives a sound cue. I mean, the 10 damage is nice, but overall, it's not the reason you go on. And you can get rid of a Legion mine pretty easily. Just shoot a bullet. You can't get rid of barbed wire that easily. You have to actually hit it. You have to use explosives. You have to use utility. So why not just bring another operator which has more barbed wire? Say a recruit with barbed wire and a nitro cell. See, there's no nitro cells. A nitro cell, if you toss it correctly, you don't have to take a fight. You can just throw it on a person and bam, they're dead. Then Empire's doing the exact same strategy. I'm not sure if Fnatic has a roam presence at all.
There's plenty of impacts being brought here. 3 sets on the side of Fnatic. Magnus Lusty
Alright, so Rizraz is playing a little bit off site, but now he is Jackal tracked, goes back to site. So, overall, droning doesn't work. Well, droning doesn't work on him, but hey, Jackal tracks do. Well, now his gadget is basically useless. So Moto Hash gets open because they're bringing a Thatcher. And the thing is that the Thatcher counters the Cade, but at least with the Cade you're trying. That's the reason why I at least like the Cade. Virtue tries to peek a little bit, but doesn't get killed, so, you know, good for him. Minute and a half in, and the only person that's taken damage is Dan on Empire. So overall, this is the best round Fnatic has had so far. Fnatic does not know the angles they create. They do not. They are exposing themselves to angles which they should know about, and yet they don't. And they are giving Empire some of the freest kills of their careers.
Very easy kill, as Rizraz's cloaking device was not off of its cooldown, and because of this, Empire will crack open this round just as they have
What's this? My buddy just got killed from this hole? Well, I'm gonna stand right underneath it. This is why I believe Fnatic is overall a weak team. Because of little things like this. I mean, Karzeka didn't show anything special there. He's for like going like, okay, well, 2 kills for me. Oh boy. I'm insane.
Oh my! Fnatic are completely frozen in place, paralyzed by this Empire.
Now, this is where, so Fnatic, in my opinion, cannot use,
And everything in the world.
I'm gonna see if I can actually, dang, I went too far. This is where Fnatic, they're a bad utility usage team. This will be easiest.
Open the floor around the house.
So let's see Legion die to the same angle.
Fnatic are completely frozen in
There is a minute 3 left. Empire is not going for the push. This wall is not open. Why is there a smoke coming out? There is no reason for this smoke to be here. You have just given away 15 seconds of anti-plant utility that could be used to throw this round, which you desperately need, as it is a 3v5 situation and you are down 0-4. Yet Aces has used a smoke grenade. Now I understand you don't want to die, you want to use your smokes before you die. However, if you just chunk them all right now, you're going to be a useless smoke.
place.
And there's going to be no difference between you going smoke or a recruit.
Empire push, and everything in the world is not going to be able to stop this Empire train from
Virtue tries to peek something. I don't know why he does. If somebody's holding that angle, he's dead.
rolling over top of you. Empire now just knocking at the moto door, revving the engine.
Joystick just walks down blue, I'm pretty sure, and kills Aces.
Joystick finds Aces and Fnatic.
Why Aces is playing there, I don't know. See, the thing I don't understand is why is Aces not playing where Cade is? Because if Cade, say, is switch positions with him, then Aces, he can, if he brought impacts, he can impact trick. Then once the impact trick happens, well, if Smoke can impact trick to stop the thermite charge, which actually might be what's happening right here, I'm not sure. But if he can stop that, keep this wall safe, he can then, without exposing himself drastically, can smoke the doorway where Empire always goes for their pushes. And they can win. But instead, they have him playing inside of blue. A very contested position. So, questionable. Then Virtue? There is no respect from Scyther here. He is saying, I can literally walk in there with my pistol and come out alive. And he does.
Find the kill that he
So, right now, 3 members of Empire are going for the push, while Joystick is watching the flank from blue.
no desires onto Virtue, very low on HP. As behind Magnet, the safety and security of that church wall will likely
Thermite charge gets put down,
moments. Exothermic
wall gets opened, Magnet gets gunned down because it was a Cade, not a bandit, so you can't bandit trick it, and he's out of impacts, I'm pretty sure, if he even brought them.
rush from Magnet.
And they die because they lose site control and cannot contest the wall. And they can't contest the wall, but they also can't give it up because they have no way of contesting the bomb plant as their smoke is using his smoke grenades at a minute, and there is no echo.
Virtue falls as well. Empire
Now imagine for a second what would happen if one of the members of Fnatic could play around here and shoot through this wall down the hallway. Just think about that, because it could at least waste some time. And yes, there's Karzeka above, but you're gonna have to win some gunfights, and if you can at least try to contest, you have a chance.
absolutely
But right now, Fnatic is not. They have no chance of winning this.
5 rounds. They're perfect so far.
It really just does not look like Fnatic are in this match.
But a defensive-sided map, and Fnatic is down 5-0 on defense.
You hate to see it, but it's certainly happening. And more than that, Empire are playing so incredibly on point right now.
So let's look at this. So Gumine hits joystick. His position is no. Barbed wire is in front of him. Hits a barbed wire, baits out aces for a very easy kill. And he almost dies, sure, but this is joystick. This is Empire. They are not going to give free kills. They are going to make you hurt at minimum. And joystick just won that fight. Now it's a 2v5. Wall goes down because wall gets open because they're not really bringing anything to contest it besides some impacts, but nobody's impact tricking. Magnet and Virtue both get gunned because they try to run through the hole, but there's not much they can do there. And Kix is saying it. Their Empire is refragging. And now, well, Fnatic, they've said, okay, we can't hold cash, we can't hold basement, let's go master, hope for the best. And the thing is, they're not going to be able to hold this either, because if you hold cash, you're sure not going to be able to hold master.
Fnatic has ever played wanted to go down in the books. The only other semi-final that Fnatic competed in was after they defeated Evil Geniuses in the quarterfinals of Rio. Ended up playing against G2, and well, G2 just trounced them, if we're going to be completely blunt with our words.
Yep.
2 maps, 2 losses for Fnatic. Their very first third map that they've seen so far in the semifinals, and well, they are in no
Alright,
better
so
shape than
at least based off of what I'm seeing here, there is a much better setup for the cash hold. So for a master defense, you must hold cash. That's the way it works. It's always been that way. If you don't hold cash, then the attackers have too much ability to condense on site. So basically, to hold master, you hold cash. And for that, you basically hard hold this room, where you reinforce everything here, and you just fight it out. And you need to bring some way of stopping the Hibana and Thermite. So, like a bandit. However, we'll see whether we can see whether or not Fnatic actually do that. You also have to try and contest this wall here. So you use 5 reinforcements over in cash, 6, 7 here, 8 here, and probably 9 and 10. Nope, 9 goes here, which means they're not reinforcing the cash wall.
at some point you have to suspect that Fnatic.
So, I'm not sure what number 10 is.
That's the real question.
I'm actually wondering where number 10 is. Oh, number 10 is bathroom, right here. So the reasoning for that is it lets you play showers once this wall is open, because if you don't, then you can just shoot through showers, where now you can't hold showers, where you can't hold really inside the A because of the windows, you can't hold inside B because of the window, so you lose site control. So, that's the story of this.
For Fnatic, this is the part that is
And now the Cade is questionable to me as well, because Bandit would be better. Bandit would be significantly better, because he could at least Bandit trick the walls, but Cade can only throw his device, but his device isn't fast enough to actually stop a thermite charge. So the Cade quick is questionable because there's also no hatches, and it's not like Empire doesn't have a Thatcher and has to bring Maverick and now has to go searching for this thing.
stunning me the most is that you
And it can get thrown outside.
offensive rounds on Clubhouse. Playing on Empire's terms, you have the advantage that the map
I think
grants.
Manga's trying not to get a shot from the window there.
You're still
Or not to leave footprints. Either way, I don't think that's really going to do much.
Yeah, it's certainly been a struggle for Fnatic.
Anyway, it looks like Empire's going for the exact same push.
In the second half,
Who would have known?
can't win
Well,
one.
soft wall gets destroyed because they don't want to reinforce it.
They're going to be going to Jim as the last Hail Mary here for this first half, and Empire will be starting things off with a clear look.
So server control has now been taken.
Try and give themselves a platform to then launch an attack into the
Valkyrie is now spotted, and now Joystick is going to have to contest a shield if he wants to actually get into sight.
something we've seen from many teams in the past. Lusty's especially good at this, by the way. He's got the shield and he's made
Alright, Dan is peak. Not Dan. I'm bad about that. Cade is now peeking Joystick. That's not good. That is really not good.
such good use of in this doorway that's going to allow him to contest the wall.
And Joystick is just walking up, going for a fight.
Simultaneously take
There's literally no respect from Empire right now. They're just saying, yeah, we can win these fights.
Fight that someone puts forward, but he'll
Now, Lusty just hits a nice shot there.
actually win that fight.
And he's down to 1 HP now,
What
though.
an insane angle, and he goes to deny the X-Caros.
However, here's the thing. The Hibana pellets, when put at prone level, cannot be impact tricked, which means the entire idea of using the impact trick to stop people from coming into him is useless. So, what is the purpose of bringing a Cade instead of a Bandit? I don't know.
He will be partially successful, though not in
I think this entire match right here is simply Fnatic thinking they can use their regular strategy, which may work in Apex, but against a team that just can simply counter it, they have nothing to say because they shoot themselves in the foot by banning the utility they need.
enough to guarantee his position is defensible.
Like, imagine if, say, instead of, well, I can't even say it because I can't even see what Fnatic runs on attack because it's been on defense the entire time. But imagine if they had an Echo here, and imagine if they banned Jackal instead. Well, Jackal's been kind of big for Empire so far, so banning him may actually help a bit.
Too late. No, he doesn't.
What if they banned Thermite? What if they banned Hibana? What if they banned Thatcher instead of Maverick? Those are all the questions you should be asking right now.
Down joystick, Lusty will be punished for it. How low he is on HP. He's one shot away from death. It's a tough position to find himself in. Meanwhile, Empire losing joystick. Not just losing who's been their best player this matchup, but also
Now Lusty has been downed,
Lusty will finally get spotted. The Type 89 will take
but when you are playing inside of Cash, you normally need more than one person playing inside of there. Normally you put 2 in there, if not a third playing on the stairs near the pick peak, but I don't know.
temporarily suspended in mid-air, just waiting for the cavalry to arrive, and whether Karzeka will be able to finish this off, or whether somebody will be in a position to possibly get Lusty. There you go. He's
So, Karzeka gets Lusty, but Virtue refrags onto Scyther, the Thatcher. This is the best that Fnatic has been. It is a 4 versus 3.
to take out Scyther,
Then Virtue overexposes himself to a window without checking and gets gunned down. Now it is equalized.
Karzeka taking Virtue down now as well. So Fnatic
I think at this point, Fnatic is just so used to going against teams that don't know how to refrag that they don't know how to go against a team that actually does know how to.
not be able to get a successful retreat at all. 2 kills from Karzeka to start things off, and Empire looking to move to match point, being perfect through their attacking round. What a sight that would be to be.
So Cash has now been taken, and there are 50 seconds left.
Go perfect for the
So smoke goes out at 50 seconds. That's not actually that bad. It really isn't. However, my problem now is I think I see 2 smoke grenades going out. Please tell me there are not 2 smoke grenades. There were 2 smoke grenades. Okay, so one is being thrown on the main door even though nobody is pushing there. Shepard's holding an angle outside, and one is on this door / window here even though nobody is close to that. Rizraz, I don't think Fnatic has a good smoke player.
you can bet
It seems like they're just panicking at this point.
7-0.
Now, one thing to note is that I believe Maestro, I didn't even go over the changes, but not really too much. I mean, Maestro, you bring him, good gun, good utility. Not sure where his cam's, but they're somewhere. But anyway, I think Maestro is playing inside of the office area, which is curious because Empire just has to open up a hatch to get rid of him. And it looks like Smoke is playing inside a bathroom.
From we've seen so far from Fnatic. Below, he does still have the C4 in hand. Ace is holding on to offices, allowing Rizraz to be solely focused on holding Jacuzzi wall. Aces has got a lot of work to put up, but Shepard gonna.
One moment. Hungry, so I have a snack next to me. So Shepard kills Rizraz, and then Aces kills Karzeka. So Karzeka was the Hibana outside of the workshop window. So my best guess is Aces just peeked and got the kill. And then Rizraz the smoke dies to the thermite, and I want to see how.
Jacuzzi.
Actually, I'm not sure how exactly Karzeka died, so I'll be curious about that. But then Dan refrags.
And there's Dan
So now it's a 1 versus 2, and Magnet's below. Now the reason why Magnet is below is if you try and go in through B, you can just nitro cell it, and that with the hatch open, you can play below. And if they try and jump into the B window, you can actually see them if you go far enough back.
It's just Magnet in the 1 versus 2. He's only got to delay for 15.
Now they know they have site control, and they can probably assume that Magnet with a nitro cell is playing below. However, you can only play below on the B bomb site. On the A bomb site, you can jump on a bed and you're safe. So not exact. So why they didn't try and play vertically on basement, I don't know. Even though they chose to, even though they said, yeah, let's play vertically here, even though they're going to be able to do less.
It's going to be on a bed.
And there's also no intel to actually help him, which makes it so that he cannot. One, he's not even accurate with his throw. Two, it's in a place where he's not going to kill him.
That he will have to retake into a 1 versus 2 post plan. Magnet going to do his best.
But here's the thing: he has a chance now. He has an actual chance.
He's just waiting for the push-up. It's inevitable. And Dan waiting on the doorway, still on that angle, but he'll let Magnet slip by.
Now Dan misses some shots. I mean, he was holding a tight angle. But this is what I like. This is why I think Dan's a good player, even though he was just a new pickup and not much is known about him. He was holding here, holding kind of a tight angle, misses some shots, then rotates. Gives up where he was and rotates. So all the information Magnet just had is now useless.
He's going to go into offices using the pre-made rotation, but now he's going to...
And then gets gunned down from behind.
There you go. A perfect half for Team Empire. 6 rounds in a row.
How incredible and impressive has this been for Empire now, looking to punch once again their ticket to the finals. They have been
I'm not sure is there a... I'm not sure there's a tactical timeout going on or something. No, I don't think so. Anyway. Alright, so let's go for the kill. So Joystick goes for the kill, but Aces hits the shots. And I legitimately think that the cover there saved him. I think at least one bullet hit that, and it saved Lusty's life. Anyway, Lusty gets the kill. I think there was probably a call out saying, hey, he's crouch level peeking the shield. That was very, very close for him. Kozeka gets the kill there. Okay, so Virtue did a run out onto Scyther. That's how he got him, but still, he almost died to that. Okay. Let me tell you this. When you have 24 seconds left, when there are 24 seconds left in the round, you are a man, you are in a 3-on-3 advantage. Do not peek. Hold angles. Wait for them to come for you. If he stayed behind this wall, holding his nice little shotgun on this little window right here, forcing Thermite to come to a literally impossible shot to miss, where you have to literally click one button, then you can win. This, I mean, I understand you're down 5-0, and you're probably not going to win, but this is why you're not going to win. So, really, this was just such a bad mistake. I mean, Shepard has the diffuser. Force him to come to you. Get the kill. You get that kill, you can win. But instead, you peek. You peek against some of the best fighters in the game. Gunfight gets lost. Okay, so Krezek was outside the window and then just gets domed by Aces. Is exposing himself to 2 different angles at the same time. I think there's, 2 different angles, and gets gunned down because of it. So bad positioning from Aces. So 1 versus 2 now, because one person decided to peek when he shouldn't have, and one person decided to overstay his welcome when he shouldn't have. So that could have, this situation right now could be a 3 versus 1. But instead, somebody peaks, so the 3-3 for Fnatic becomes a 2-3. Then they equalize 2-2, but he overstays his welcome 1-2. So now, what exact... Like, Magnet right now is just watching his team get slaughtered.
I want to play this team of Empire on coastline, but sure looks like you don't want to play them on
So,
Clubhouse now either.
it is what it is.
This might be worse than what a coastline could have been, but at the same time,
He's not happy. This hand movement is not happy. I think he's accepted defeat at this point. I think these guys... At this point, I think that these 4 have kind of accepted defeat, and he's kind of just getting tilted. Well, he is tilted. But,
ultimately, the round count not that
yep,
important.
they've lost this.
Outright. It just seems like that's going to be the case here for Empire. All they need to do.
Alright, so why exactly that's reinforced? I mean, why that was opened, I don't know. But anyway, roughly the same setup coming up. Karzeka joystick. Well, let's go with the actual overall composition. So, Fnatic, they are running Hibana, Thatcher, and Thermite, exactly the same as the attackers. It makes sense. That makes sense. That setup. However, then Virtue is on Buck, so this is questionable for multiple reasons. Now I understand, but actually no, it's not. It's not questionable. It's a good pick. You bring grenades and you can play vertically. It's basically doing Zophia's job, except you're a Buck. But then the IQ is the most questionable pick I have. Because what is she going to do? Can she get rid of the Thatcher devices that are going to stop the grenades of Virtue from the window? No, she can't do that. She can see them. Thatcher might be able to if they're close enough to the wall, but they're probably not. So, what can she counter? What can she actively counter on Empire right now? She can see joysticks stuff. She can see the Jaeger. She can see the Bandit. She can see the Cade. And she can see the Maestro. But what can she actually counter? Can she shoot the Echo drone? Well, there's no Echo. Can she shoot the Valkyrie camps? There's no Valkyrie. Does she know where the mute chambers are? No. Does she know where the Legion mines are? No. So why is the IQ being brought? Why not, say, bring a Zofia and do the exact same thing that Empire was doing? I mean, it's simple, it works, and in 40 seconds the wall is open. So why not bring her? I mean, it's a questionable pick. Then on Empire, Joystick is basically the fragger of Empire, even though they all are fraggers. And so he's on Jaeger. His goal is to stop grenades from coming in, and there actually are grenades, so it makes sense. Then Dan is on Bandit. Bandit, you need a Bandit in order to make sure that nobody can open the wall. That's his goal. And the thing is, he actually can, because there's no Zofia. And so long as Buck, you can burn enough of his... the ADSs can burn his grenades. And you can put someone underneath. Because, let me tell you this, trying to go underneath Cash, I hate it. Because you are exposed to so many angles that it's ridiculous. It is so much safer to just go Zofia. And then Karzeka is on Dock. I mean, it's an ACOG. He can win his gunfights. Probably going to be playing somewhere in Rafters. Shepard is on Cade. Questionable pick. Yeah, that's a questionable pick because there's no hatches and there's a Thatcher being run. So I disagree with the Shepard's pick. Then Scyther's on Maestro. It's a Maestro. He gives information. Good gun. ACOG. So overall, it's a decent pick. So really, the only one I question is Shepard's one on Cade. However, the thing is that I'm questioning one pick instead of 3. And the thing is, he can still do things. He can still waste the Thatcher grenade. So I'm just waiting to see exactly how everything goes and how everything fits together. But right now, Empire has the better setup because overall these two are questionable from Fnatic.
Guarantee themselves a spot in the finals is win one round here now. One. That's it. Whereas
I also don't like the barbed wire. However, if that's what you need for this team, that's what you need.
And the Fnatic, they have to win 6 in a row. Doesn't seem possible.
Sound cue if someone tries to come up the stairs. Good.
Likely?
Rotate hold. Okay, so this is what I like. So you have the 2 reinforcements here, but then you have a reinforcement right here, which protects you from the doorway and from the wall. And then if somebody tries to come up the stairs, well, if they try and... they're going to have to actually go to this window. They can't just shoot through everything. So overall, that's...
No. We see 2 things.
like, Empire realizes, yeah, we can't hold inside a workshop. That's silly, so we don't care if they open up this wall. So, they don't care about it. Okay, so then they have 2 here, 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goes there, and number 10 goes here. So overall, the setup makes sense, but roughly the same, 1 reinforcement difference. And now Joystick is putting down a shield here. There's probably a rotate hole here, and this shield will stop any angles coming from outside to this area, which will then allow people to actually use this rotate hole without fear of getting shot. Then Karzeka is playing inside of here, inside of garage. Karzeka playing inside of garage is very dangerous because he can, like, I mean, you have 1 doorway you can contest. There's a Jaeger device here to stop the grenades of Virtue. So overall, that's why he's there. So let's see.
Yeah. It would be pretty insane if Fnatic were able to bring this back.
Alright, so Lusty is roam clearing strip club, and I don't know why. I understand that Thermite might want to be opening up the he might be trying to open up the wall of garage, and a run out from strip club could be there, and that may be what they're looking for. However, there's, I'll have to wait and see, because if that's what his, well, okay, here's the thing. If that was his goal, then why is he now running away from there? So there's no purpose in joining out strip club and seeing nobody's there if people can now just rotate in after he drones them out, and there's no way for them to test. So if you're going to drone something out and you want to hold it, then you have to actually hold it. Then Virtue, I'm pretty sure, is going to open up this window.
But also going with what Empire's been doing so well, which is just winning gunfights. And they've got 5 operators.
Alright, so Magnet threw an EMP at the top of the roof. This will probably destroy any of the Thatcher devices on the floor over here. I'm not sure if it actually will, but that's just something I don't know. If it does, great. If not, oh well.
They've got the double breach denial in both the Kaid and the Bandit. And then for good measure, just in case anybody gets pushed, you've got Karzeka to possibly get them back up.
Okay, so this was good. So Dan said, okay, they've burned all the ADSs. They have a buck. They're going to be waiting. They're going to throw a grenade. I'm going to get out. I don't want to peek that. I'm going to die if I do. So he gets out. Wall gets opened. Wall gets opened, but guess what? The Bandit's still alive. And in fact, Joystick actually gets a kill. He just runs out the front door and gets a kill. Then, so why Hibana is even in a position to get fragged from the main door, I don't know. Then 2 people instantly come to try and refrag him, and they run in front of each other because there's no team coordination going on, and Joystick gets 3. Now it's a 2 versus 5 because Hibana was in a position she probably shouldn't have been, and Virtue and Rizraz decided they both want to drop and contest one of the best players in the world. Okay. Okay.
And Fnatic, and a 2 versus 5 on match point, series point.
Joystick, are you kidding me? Oh my god! Just absolutely running out and shredding every single member of Fnatic, leaving Magnet as well as Aces in a position of dire straits and almost a loss of hopelessness, killing not just 3 members from Fnatic, but also appearing to kill any chance of a comeback here. A Herculean effort is required, but Magnet gets
So Magnet runs in, goes. I mean, it's over. It's a 2 versus 5, but it's over.
Aces will need to be able to do anything, but it's a perfect third map. Empire cannot.
So that was basically the story of Fnatic doesn't know how to play Clubhouse, in all honesty. They are way too over-aggressive. Their strategies themselves don't really work. They ban people who can help them. And then when they do have operators, they don't know how to play off of each other to the same degree that all the other high-tier teams can. I mean, imagine if they said, okay, we lost our Hibana, but we're still in a 4v5, we're still in this. So let's just leave Joystick alone. He can go sit over in his little corner, little Joystick corner, have all his trophies over there, best fragger, MVP, all those. And we're going to go over here on the other side of the map, and we're just never going to give him a gunfight. Well, they have a chance. Instead, they take a 4v5 and turn into a 2v5 because they were over-aggressive and tried to go for a refrag even though it was against one of the best players in the world. So, I hope you see kind of where I'm going at as to where Fnatic is making their mistakes, and I hope that it can help you kind of in your games. Because, I mean, a dominant loss, there's a reason for a dominant loss, and you can see it from the operator selection to the positioning to the just winning gunfights. All of that was here. All of that was shown here, and it makes sense. So, yeah, really, I just hope it helps you, and I'm just going to end it here. Oh, one last thing. By no means am I trying to say Fnatic is a shit team or anything like that. I'm just saying that they have good players, but overall the strategies they use are very questionable, and they need to go back to the drawing board if they want to be a serious contender for one of the best teams in the world. Right now, I wouldn't even put them in the top 10 in all honesty. Now, Norango on the other hand, well, now Norango not anymore. They had a player named Waka, but he retired because he makes it's easier on his mental health, and he makes more money. So, makes sense, kind of the Shroud thing. And with that, I'm going to end it, and I hope you learned something.